Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. There may be something that you're going to pull back from. Like, this can even be feeling like you're overworking yourself in some sort of way, or you just like need some time for yourself. Aries, how about that? Working hard. So we're starting off with the Emperor. The Emperor can represent many different things. It can represent a partner. It can represent a business. It can represent an entrepreneur. It can represent someone that is focused and concerned with building their legacy, making decisions that support things within the long-term growth. I'm also hearing prospect. My name is Gabriella. For anybody new tuning in, I channel as well as interpret the tarot cards. I'm hearing business savvy. So the Emperor is like a higher degree of doing something, and it can even speak about a sense of like mastery, self-mastery when it comes to like Mars energy, how you're asserting yourself, how you're getting things done. This even seems like cultivating some sort of like learning environment potentially. There may be something about like your individual pursuits that you are completing, maybe even a lesson that you have under your belt now. This can go many different ways. Let's see what else is going on here. I'm hearing tactile. So I'm seeing the Emperor be in this space where they may be working on something connected with communicating about their emotions. This feels even like turning over a new leaf in a way. Because something feels new. There's like a renewal or a new type of cycle here. And then I'm seeing somebody come through. So this person has tied up loose ends, we can say. And they're starting a new chapter, a new cycle. And out from this comes wanting to talk about feelings, wanting to send a message to someone. And I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles be on the receiving end of this. So this can be somebody that has done a lot on their own, independently, made a lot of things happen, very self-sufficient. I'm hearing self-amusing. Like, I see that as like somebody that can occupy themselves. They don't need other people to do that. Somebody that's very busy, somebody that's a hard worker, serious about the things that they're going after. And now this person is coming through wanting to communicate with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, in relationship to the Emperor, the Queen of Pentacles would be somebody that is quite grounded, self-sufficient, somebody that can take care of themselves and also take care of others as well. Somebody kind, nurturing, good listener, good at giving advice, especially practical advice. And this is interesting because it is like these two, like, quite independent energies that are meeting in the middle through some type of emotional exchange that's happening. But I'm seeing the Emperor also feel quite guarded. So this may have even been a lot to express how one was feeling. Yeah, and here it is again in the second row of this. So in the first row, somebody's coming through and being like, I want to talk to you. I want to let you know. Maybe what had recently been going on in the Emperor's life, wanting to reach out to the Queen of Pentacles. And then I'm seeing the Queen of Swords and this Knight of Pentacles here being tied to one another. And there's this sense of wanting to make an offer towards someone. In the first row of like the conversation, we can say it looks like it's more emotional, like there's something more sentimental about the interaction. And in the second one, it looks more guarded, more reserved even. Although this person is coming through, it does look like it's a more reserved energy. So there's definitely a switch up from how this was happening before. What's interesting too is to have the world there, which the world represents Saturn. One of the things that the world represents, to have Saturn next to Aries. Like Aries is about like passion and feeling and like jumping on things and going after them and all of that. And just like the oscillation of all of the emotional experience and feeling everything at once. I'm hearing fruit punch. And Saturn is something that restricts it. And to have the Emperor be like even more restricted is interesting, especially to see them come through and then send a message that is somehow emotional to another person, or like on that wave of the cups. So now in the second part of the spread, we have someone that feels guarded, someone that feels reserved, making an announcement, making an offer, proposing something to another person. Okay, I'm seeing something else here too. I feel like this is a moment where like somebody really likes another person, and instead of just being very like maybe obvious about it and direct about it, they're kind of being more reserved or shy, we can say. Because someone just has a feeling that there's some sort of connection that's going on here. There's something that one is like, I see this person and I feel in a way like I identify with them and that they can understand where I'm coming from. And we have these things in common. And I'm definitely feeling something related to this person and the potential of us meeting in the middle somewhere. So even though this person is reserved and kind of sharp and maybe not completely forthcoming with how they're feeling, they mean what they say, they've thought about it a lot, and they have very serious intentions here about this unity that is potentially coming together, or at least letting this person know how they are seeing them. Libra. So we got Aries and Libra here. Libra is represented by the Queen of Swords also, so that would make sense too. I'm getting the sense of not wanting to cross a line, and maybe that's coming up. I'm seeing Libra and Virgo here, and I'm looking at Aries up in the top corner. I'm also seeing Scorpio on the bottom of the deck. So I'm seeing this person that it's been very important for them to have boundaries within their life because of what they have built. So I'm seeing like a very guarded energy, but one that has seen the product of what they can build and what they can achieve when they have very firm boundaries. This may be somebody that's more rigid, even somewhat traditional in a way, but it is also somebody that has done the hard work, and seen the benefit and the profit of that. So even if they are more rigid, they've also seen how well it works the way that they do things. So that may also like reinforce them as far as like the space that they're in, the mindset that they're in, how they're identifying, stuff like that. Now, I'm seeing there be a completion, so it almost seems like somebody, as far as what they've been working for within their life, has now accomplished what it is that they wanted to accomplish. And now there's this notion of, like, they have created even this empire that they've developed. And now within the second part, it's like, who do I connect with and who do I share that with? And coming into this chapter where it's like, I want to make an offer to this person. I want to figure out how to say it with Mercury here. How do we communicate this? But at the same time, feeling restricted by Saturn. So being like, I want to come through and I want to say this, but then feeling maybe like they can't say everything that they want to say, even though there are definite feelings. Because it's like this person wants to get it off their chest and be like, this is how I'm feeling. This is how I see you. I think of us in the Two of Cups. But there's some sort of separation, or something gets put on a pause. Or it's even that they can't reach this other person. And I'm seeing the other person sitting there like minding their business, doing what they need to be doing for themselves. Even feeling like there's a focus on balance within their own life and doing things in the right way. However, this person may also be more on the closer to an introverted energy, where it may be harder to access them or have access to them. Because I'm even seeing somebody very private about their life. And even feeling like that suits them very well. So you have, in a way, these two reserved energies, both very independent, and one is kind of like breaking the ice towards another one, but having a hard time for some reason, like breaking all the way through. With the Four of Swords, I kind of get some sort of like barrier between the two of them, barrier to communication, or barrier to breaking the ice, or there's some sort of wall or a lack of access, because the Queen of Pentacles is very much in their own space where they're kind of like cut off from other people and reflecting, and so they may not be socializing right now. For example, it's like calling somebody on the phone or sending them a message or something, but they are like on a retreat and they're not using their phone right now, so they're not going to get it. Something like that. Aries, Saturn, Mercury, Libra, Virgo. in order to protect their stability and potentially even their sanity, this person may feel very much like they need to be like by themselves or alone right now. Because I'm even seeing somebody that feels kind of like exhausted in a way, to have both the Four of Swords here and also the Hermit. It's like this person is either like very private and very introverted, or they're just at a time in their life where they're keeping things very closed down and closed off from other people. That may even be relationships as well. I'm seeing somebody feel very in their head about like saying something, potentially even replying. That may also be the reason for some of the silence, because I keep seeing things like, it's like the Emperor over here and the Queen of Swords in this corner, constantly reaching out to the other side to this person, but nothing really going back, and then they're being like reaching out again, but nothing really going back. So it doesn't feel like much of an interaction. It seems, at least energetically speaking, it looks very one-sided. And somebody may be figuring out how they want to respond, potentially. They feel confused emotionally. I'm seeing somebody be like, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to figure out how I'm feeling. There's so many options. There's so many emotions. This may be brought up a lot for this person as well. Because it doesn't seem completely like normal for like one person to approach another person and then have this intense of a response. So it either triggered something, or these people know each other already, and this may have like brought up a lot of feelings. I am hearing the word dumbfounded. This can also be based off of past experiences as well. The person that's like more closed off and guarded here, the person in the more receptive energy, they may feel very weary based off of the past experiences that they went through and not wanting to repeat a karmic cycle. Whether this be the same person that they repeated a karmic cycle with, or this is a new person that just reminds them of that past person. I kind of get the feeling of somebody possibly not trusting themselves to know. Meaning maybe they're having a hard time like reading the intentions of this person, and they don't want things to go in a direction where they are going to get sucked into something that they don't want to get sucked into. Maybe even because they know that when a particular pattern starts showing up, they have a very hard time breaking away from it. Because I'm seeing somebody that had at least one, maybe multiple, very intense experiences in the past with people that did not have their best interest at heart. However, there was still that attachment, and so I'm seeing this be like a very difficult road that this person has experienced. And they may not know how to like respond or react within this situation, or they may be a little bit frozen in time because they don't want to allow something to repeat that they don't want. And they may feel like if something gets going, they have a hard time like redirecting the energy. They may feel like they get very sucked into the whole process and even like lose themselves within it. am hearing the word jaded. If someone chooses to kind of like come back out in the open, it seems like they're going to be willing to face something rather than like shying away from it or hiding away from it. It seems also like this is a new opportunity to create new patterns and new habits rather than repeating an old cycle. I'm even seeing somebody wanting to like dodge a whole karmic experience, like a whole karmic loop or a whole frequency. But in order for them to do this, they have to let go of whatever this is that they've been holding on to. Because it seems to me like this person may be shying away from new opportunities because in a way they're still attached to that person that they had like the past, I'm hearing so-called relationship with. As I said before, I'm seeing something that they got very much sucked into and had an extremely unpleasant, to say the least, experience with this person. However, it's like even though it hurts to hold on to it, they're still holding on to it. So the release is needed. And it seems like that's even going to make way for this person to let go of something that is going to like sabotage their future relationships and even this incoming relationship. Because it's like if this person doesn't let go of this, they're going to be holding on to this past experience that they had, like the karmic loop. Because it's not even about the person, it's about like the frequency, it's about the cyclical nature of the karmic timeline is what I'm hearing. So someone would need to like extricate themselves from this completely in order to transcend it. But I'm seeing somebody still hold on to something. It's like they know that it hurts, they know it feels unpleasant, they know it's not. Potentially, they may even be recognizing that it's out of alignment. Seeing as they would have clarity and feel like peace and calm surrounding this if it were the right thing for them, but that's not what they're feeling. But they may at this point be like still holding on to something. I'm seeing Jupiter and I'm seeing Capricorn. The Capricorn does feel significant in this spread. Now it looks like there's another person that comes into play here. Another reason why this person may be holding on to something that at times feels like harmful to them is because they may associate part of their identity with this. And so they may know that if they extricate themselves from this cycle, that they may be losing this part of their identity that maybe they feel validated in a way by. However, all of that is an illusion, because you don't like lose or gain an identity just because of what you're standing in or letting go of. So I'm seeing there be an entrance that happens. And I'm looking at Aquarius, the King of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Wands here. The King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands. So if somebody is able to recognize that rather than feeling like they have to succumb to something, they can override it through like healing and direction and moving in alignment, it means that they're also going to be able to sort out this fogginess emotionally, because they are releasing what needs to be released through their healing process, through their directional process, through the process they're being guided through by their guides. I'm even getting something about the stars here, and being able to sort out what was going on that had been so murky before, and even being able to click. It feels even like something had been on pause or on hold while they were in the midst of this cycle, and as soon as they go through this like healing and releasing, letting go of something that they felt like was controlling them, and stepping into a place where they're recognizing that nothing is controlling them except for themselves, and also clearing up whatever this was on the emotional front that needed to be sorted through and letting it go, even if things are unresolved, being like, it's going to help them process. And now it's like something that has been paused is able to start now. And I'm seeing these two energies coming together, where one feels confident in self, and maybe they weren't feeling confident before. I'm hearing self-preservation, not just within themselves and who they are and their self-value, but also feeling confident within their emotional experience and really allowing themselves to show up for themselves on the emotional front and what they need, and recognize the independence of their energy and be true to themselves when it comes to what they're feeling. And whatever this like fear, this shadow was that was showing up before, that when one was kind of fragmented or not attached completely to themselves, now because something is coming together with this person, these two aspects of themselves, maybe more, are being synthesized now. That thing that they couldn't put a name on before, they didn't really understand, that could have also like fed into the shadow and the fear and all of that, now they're able to see it very clearly and also gain dominion over it. So it's not something that controls them, not subconsciously, not directly, anything like that, because they're understanding it. So I'm seeing someone even like taking back the power now from something that had been like controlling them before. Interesting. I'm looking at Capricorn, Aquarius. I'm hearing Virgo. Virgo is here, and Jupiter. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.